It's coming from Jack Fallon and Kenny Lloyd and the Scotts and Portises and all of them have agreed that we need to train our people to get it right the first time. Because just in Houston, there were 56,000 of us. You just heard Kenny say there's over 80,000 of us. That's how fast this company is growing. They cannot handle, no matter how many people they hire. And we're getting ready to open a 17,000 square foot customer service center. Hiring, the sales force is going to quadruple. The company is doing all they can to keep up with 5,000 people a week. Imagine if just 10% of them getting it wrong. Now our customer service center is having to make adjustments to 500 plus downlines in 1 week. And see, the problem is, it's not just simple as saying moving somebody over. Because say, for instance, Dr. Kimberly enrolls me in the business. And she said, oh my gosh, I meant to put Brian on the right, I put him on the left. But Brian though went out there and got 5 people. Now, the person that she put me on the first time is looking in the back office and they seeing all these points. Well, then the very next day, the company moves me to the other leg and the other person sitting over there saying, what happened to my points? What if it was a spillover effect and it wasn't somebody that I enrolled or that Dr. Kim enrolled? And it spilled over into the organization. Now, we don't have the right to take somebody from Dr. Kim's leg and put it on another leg. So you see why that has to go away? Does that make sense to y'all? Yeah. And it's got to go away quickly because people are coming in too fast. And if things don't look like that, you can bring somebody in now and go home and 2 people will hit your organization on a spillover. Yep. And so y'all understand why it's so important. That's why I want to talk to y'all about getting it right the first time. Okay? There are 2 ways for you to put people in your organization. I'm not talking about somebody who goes back there and joins on your online. You have no control of that. Okay? They go to your website, they enroll themselves, hey, just be thankful that they're on your team. But you really don't have no control of that. The 2 ways you do have control is both ways are through your back office. Now, me personally, and what I train my team members on, and what we advocate is that we only use one of those ways. And I don't know of any circumstance that I found where you should ever use the enroll new feature because you have no control. It's not necessarily going to mess you up, but it's not letting you get the look that you need to see exactly. You don't have full control. All right, so you know about you having a preferred placement set, right? Everybody know what preferred placement set is, right? I need to talk about that? Okay, you go into my profile, over to the left, preferred placement, and you set left or right. Well, you don't have to worry about that. You set the one that you want to spill over, or your people that might enroll not to your knowledge, and whatever side you want it on, you set it there. But most of us are new in this business, and so you're having to work your right side and your left side, right? Yeah. Unless you just happen to have fallen on a leg, you get into a whole lot, you got a runaway leg on one side. But, most people aren't that fortunate. That's the luck of the draw. What you want to do, now it's time to start writing. You go to organization in your back office. Step 1. Step 2, over to the left. You click on graphical downline light. All right? Step 3, you're now noticing that your genealogy, your tree, popped up. It might just be you at first. It might be a whole lot of people on one side. It might be a whole lot of people on the other side. The point is, you now see it. Okay? There's no luck of the draw. So what you want to do is you want to see what is the available boxes and which side, your left side or your right side, needs the help. Since you're getting paid on the shortest leg, You want that short leg to look as close as possible
That's right.
to the long leg, right?
That's right.
Yep. So that's what you're looking at. You're also looking at your commissions and your points, because guess what? You might have a big old leg on the right-hand side with people doing nothing, and you look at it, you got all these people, but then you go to your commissions table and you see that there ain't no volume over there. These 3 people over here outperforming these 12 people. So then that's a factor. Y'all, this making sense? So now, you're looking at your downline, you're looking at your tree, you see available boxes. All right? Now you make the decision, okay, I'm gonna put this person on my right side. Where do you put them on the right side? On the outside right. If it's on the left-hand side, you put them on the outside left. It is the responsibility of the person that you put them on to work the inside left. That's how binaries are designed to work. Okay? Don't get locked in. I've heard people say, well, they said I should always put it on the outside left. No, because it might be the right side that you're working. Okay? But it's always the outside. The outside meaning under each person there's 2 boxes. Right? The one to the left is the inside leg. The one to the right is the outside leg. Okay? Is that making sense? So, now you've made your selection, you click on available, and then you enroll the person. And then you send a text or email or Facebook message or something to the person, if at all possible, if you know them, and letting them know that you did that. Okay? Because that's a support person. You just gave them a potential money. You possibly have given them a Greg Scott.
That's right. That's right.
You just never know. And that's how we support people. You notice Kenny said that we work 3 levels deep. All right? Match check, and that very next person who's affecting the match check.
That's right.
That's the 3 levels deep. That's what he's talking about. You can't support your entire team. We know that. It's big too fast and whatnot. But the money does mean something, right? At some point, when we say a lot of times it ain't gonna have money helping people and all that, okay, cool. And that's all true. But we need to get the money right. We need to maximize the money, right? We want to get it right the first time. And now we're going to be forced to do it. So it's going to be very important for you guys to understand as you build your organization so that you can train your people. Because if they do it wrong, it also affects your money. We got people out here that don't even realize, as much as it's being preached, they either not plugging in or it's not being explained to them by the people who should be explaining it to, that in order to be binary qualified, you have to have 1 active on your right and 1 active on your left. And guess what? If they start out correct and then all of a sudden, the one on the right stops their autoship, you're not binary qualified anymore. You need to be checking every week, Thursday before close of business, confirming that you are binary qualified. How do you know that? Again, all of the tools in the back office. You check your autoship enrollments summary, and it shows you all the people that you personally enrolled, what side they're on, and a simple yes or no under the active column if the autoship is active. Okay? It's all there. One of the biggest complaints I get from people all the time is that, well, it seems like the company should let us know. They do. Real time, all the time. Why didn't you let me know I'm not binary qualified? They did. It's right there. When you look at your tree, on your graphical downline, there's an icon that shows if a person has autoship. It only shows those that you personally enrolled. But there's a little icon in their box, no colorful, I think like 2 arrows or something like that. That means they have an autoship. All right? We need to know what those things are, because that's how the company communicates to us. I have people say, well, how can I tell which side is my right, which side is my left? Well, in the box, Right beside the IBO number, it says IBO number -L-R. That's how you know. Okay? It's really, I don't want to try to be condescending, but it really is simple. The company has given us all the tools we need to manage our group. It's just about us not sitting here learning all of this and then not communicating it to our new people. All right? It's all about duplication. And that's how that works. Now, any questions on the placement piece before I move on? Okay? Let's talk about the importance of auto ship. I'm get warm when I start talking about auto ship. See, because auto ship is powerful. Auto ship allows people like Jackie and I and some of the other people in this room to wake up on Friday morning as directors. Because that many auto ships have hit. Okay? That's a beautiful feeling. When you wake up in the morning and you check your numbers and you already have 1,000 on each leg. Boom. Just on auto ship. And so it's important that we get it right. It's important we know how to use auto ship to maximize our monies. Now, if my auto ship lapses, okay, I can have all auto ships in the world, but for some reason, my credit card didn't go through. I don't get paid. And I lose my volume, my carryover volume for that week. Auto ship is the lifeline of our business. That's why the company puts extra responsibility on it. That's why we tell people just set it. How many people in here gonna sell 12 packs of keys a week? Let alone a month, right? You're gonna sell it. So why is it so difficult to not have your auto ship that you don't even have to pay until 30 days out set on 120? Why even play with it? What if somebody on Thursday night puts 1,500 points on your leg? You weren't even thinking about being a director that week. You working toward it. And then somebody else goes out there, they got a different agenda than you. And you wake up in the morning, and you got 1,800 on your left, and you got 1,900 on your right, but your auto ship is set at 40. It's happening constantly. It happens to multiple people every week. Just put it on the 120, set it and forget it. Just set it and forget it, y'all. It makes no sense to lose that money. And that's what's happening all the time. The other thing, I'm backing up a little bit to what I was talking about placement too, kind of along with auto ship. When it comes to your carryover, here's a clue. This is something I recently learned myself. If you look at your carryover column and you see that you have carryover on 2 legs, see, the way the compensation plan is designed, that's never supposed to happen. There's only one way that can happen, and it ain't good. Okay? If you have carryover volume on your right leg and on your left leg, that means you are not binary qualified. Somebody on one of your legs has dropped off and now you're only active on one side. Okay. If you go into your carryover volume and you look and you say, for this week, February 20th through the 26th, you just got paid on, right? You got carryover volume on your left leg and your right leg. That's not good news. The only good news is that you don't lose it. Okay? But you are not binary qualified if you see that. And you need to immediately go and put 40 volume points on somebody real quick, or call them up and say they need to do it, or whatever. And you know why we're so susceptible to this happening to anybody? It's because most of us, we activate one side, right? And we work in the other side. It's really dangerous for you guys that have getting a lot of spillover on one leg. Because it's like, well, I ain't putting nobody else over there, so I'm spilling over on this all the time. This leg's getting fed. So you put your mama over there, right? Or you put somebody, you're like an auto ship over there. And lo and behold, they go in and cancel it. And you only got one person that you personally sponsored on that leg. You're not binary qualified. You're not going to get paid. But at least the company lets you use the carryover on both legs the next week. So if that did happen, and you say, okay, well, I got 750 in carryover on my right leg, and I got 800 carryover on my left leg, and I'm trying to hit the record. Well, all we know, what we got to do is have 200 on the other one and 250 on the other one, you're the record, right? See, the company didn't have to do that. They could have treated it as if you had your auto ship lapse and you lose the carrier. All right, so the company says, okay, you probably didn't know, and so we're going to let you carry this volume over. But anytime you are not binary qualified, you are not going to get binary commissions. That's what binary qualified means. I'm qualified to get the commissions. Okay? So please, these are the type of little intricacies, things you really need to know, why you need to stay plugged in to these trainings, and why you need to know your back office like the back of your hand. You need to click on everything. You'll begin to see where it starts making sense. It'll start coming together for you. And then you ask the questions to your leadership and whatnot, and you find those things out. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? All right. So those are some of the things I just wanted to bring to you guys' attention. I'm going to touch one other thing briefly, then I'm going to pass it on. Using your auto ship projections to anticipate when you want to hit a rank. See, if you are intimately familiar with your auto ship projections, particularly those of you that have larger teams now and auto ships are starting to kick in. You got your 60 days, now your third auto ship, and that's about when it happens. If you work in your business and it's growing on about that third turn of the auto ships, which means your people have been in the business for 2 months, you are now going to be able to get a good snapshot of when your auto ship is going to hit. Now, this is what you want to do. See, everybody in here, especially those of you that have been in this business and have been working it for 90 days, need to know, have a goal set, a date set of when you're going to push for that rank. All right, that's what Jackie and I do. We already identified the week for us to hit national.
That's right.
Because we break, so when you go into auto ship projections, again, back office, auto ship projections. It gives you a 30-day running snapshot of all the amount of volume that's going to hit on auto ship on each leg every day. You break that down into the weeks. And you say, okay, well, on my right leg, next week, I got 1,300 points in auto ship coming. On my left leg. On my right leg, I have only 300 in auto ships coming. I'm trying to hit the record. Well, which leg am I going to be working? Right? In conjunction with your carryover. Because possibly, you might be getting a lot of auto ships on the left leg, but on the right leg, you have a lot of carryover, even though you're getting less in auto ships. That making sense? Okay? Your carryover volume works in conjunction with your auto ship projections. Okay? You need to always know what you're holding in carryover on any particular leg. So again, ladies, I see you understand? Which is cool, because this is different. This is kind of new. If you break down your weeks of auto ship projections, next week, I got 1,300 points on my left-hand side. That's going to hit just in auto ship. All right? Not all of that's going to hit, because some is going to fall off. It's going to give you a decent idea. But on my carryover, I have 1,300 points on my right leg. So when I'm looking at it, I'm saying, okay, I'm even, right? So what I want to do, I want to make sure those legs stay as balanced as possible because I'm getting paid on the shortest leg. And I don't want the short leg to be a whole lot shorter than the long leg, right?
That's right.
So you see how these strategies, talk this out amongst your teams. Make sure your people understand this. Get together, have your own little training question and answer sessions and pull them together and then ask your leaders these questions. Because the training this week might not address those issues. Work your upline, but only if you are working and you are being an upline.
That's right. That's right.
Because if you're not an upline, don't call me. Because I don't work with downlines. No, seriously, I mean it this way.
That's right.
I want to work with leaders.
That's right.
If you feel like you're part of a downline, that's not a leadership
That's
mentality.
Right. That's exactly right.
I recruited somebody, and some of you may have seen this post I put out there on Facebook. She's been doing multi-level marketing for a long time. That's relative success. But her response to me was, well, I don't like to do MLMs no more because the only people making money is my upline. So I said, well, if that's where the money is at, then be your upline.
That's right.
Right? Does Greg or Anika have an upline? No. And they done hit the top of the company. Does Kenny Lloyd and Shante have an upline? No. Nobody fed them. Nobody gave them no spillover. Nobody put on Super Saturdays for them. Nobody did launch calls for them. And look what they accomplished. So I kind of like don't want to hear it. So, but it is what it is. Not everybody is going to make it like that. But if you want to maximize your money, you need to understand these strategies. You need to apply these strategies. You need to know the answers to these questions, and you need to understand those answers are immediately available. I don't know of a question that can't be answered in their back office or when training TLC runs. It's just a matter of plugging into it. People say, how you know so much? I studied it. I wasn't born with this knowledge. I studied it and I asked questions. And so please do that. And keep it positive on Team USA, please. Yeah. I'm an administrator, y'all. They don't mess around here and make me an administrator. And I'm a watchdog. I got the watchdog mentality. You come on Team USA negative if you want to, all of a sudden you won't be able to pop up on there. You won't be able to access it. And I'm going to let you know that I did it. Oh, I'm going to send you a text message and say, I just removed you from the group. This is the third time I've seen you on here being negative. All right, so we ain't having that. We got too many people that want to do this thing right. And ain't nobody has a monopoly with the problems and the shortage of the teeth. It ain't affecting you no more, it's affecting the next person. And with that said, I'm going to bring up Dr. Kimberly because that's the perfect segue of a person who ain't using I ain't got no tea as an excuse. Okay? So with that said, we'll bring up Regional Director. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes? As long as you got two active people on each side, you might qualify.
You're binary qualified based on your own enrollment, not nobody else.
Okay, so what I'm saying is one of my people is no longer binary qualified, and I have someone that wants to enroll. Can I give them that person to make it?
If you're incorrect, you want to give it to her, absolutely, but she hasn't personally enrolled.
Okay.
Right, yeah. But be careful with that now. We do got this thing called Max Check, so that giving away thing is that's an expensive proposition, because I can imagine if I had given away Greg Scott. And I ain't getting no 50% match on him. Yeah, so we might want to really think about that one. I love you and all, but we ain't getting my roots. I mean, see? We ain't getting no roots, not no 50% match.
That's right.
What was I talking about? You don't mess me up. Oh, I was bringing up Dr. Kim. Right. Hey, he's a child after that one. Okay, like Like I said, this is Regional Director Dr. Kimberly Edwards from right here in this Raleigh area. She's phenomenal. You guys really listen because I don't know, I'm gonna sit here on the edge of my seat. I want to hear how you pull that off. And because it's supposed to be all duplicatable, and I'm gonna see how I can duplicate that. Dr. Kimberly, y'all.
All right.